What if I told you that a paper cut, the kind you barely notice today, used to be a death sentence? Not because of the cut itself, because of what came after. No antibiotics, no antiseptic, no hospital 10 minutes away. Just you, an open wound, and a world absolutely crawling with invisible things that wanted in. And yet, here we are, 8 billion of us, descended from people who had none of the things we consider basic survival tools. So, how did they make it? How did entire generations of humans dodge infections, plagues, broken bones, and childbirth complications with nothing but instinct and what looked like dumb luck? The answer isn't just interesting, it's a little terrifying, and it might completely change the way you think about your own body. Because the truth is, you're still running ancient survival software right now inside you, and you've probably never even noticed it. Let's rewind. About 100,000 years, picture this. A small band of early humans crossing an open grassland at dusk. One of them, a young hunter, slices his leg open on a broken branch. There's no clean bandage, no running water, no medicine, just dirt, sweat, and the setting sun. By modern logic, he shouldn't make it another week, but something incredible happens instead. His body already knows exactly what to do. Within minutes, blood vessels around the wound tighten to slow the bleeding. Platelets rush in, creating a natural seal. Then white blood cells arrive, like a silent army showing up before the enemy even reaches the gate. This isn't luck. It's millions of years of evolution, written directly into his DNA, and every human alive today still carries that same emergency response system. Your immune system doesn't wait for a doctor's appointment. It reacts within seconds, identifying invaders, launching a counterattack, long before you even realize you're getting sick. But here's where things start getting strange. Ancient humans didn't survive on biology alone. They survived because of behavior. And some of those behaviors almost look like magic. Take fever. Today, most people think of a fever as something going wrong, your body overheating, breaking down. But it's actually the opposite. A fever is something your body creates on purpose. It raises your internal temperature, making life miserable for bacteria and viruses that struggle to survive in the heat. Your body is willing to make you uncomfortable, to keep you alive. It's almost like your brain looks at the infection and says, absolutely not. Ancient humans had no idea what germs were. They'd never heard the word virus, but they noticed something. People who rested, sweated, stayed warm, sometimes recovered. So cultures all over the world, completely independent of one another, developed the same instinct. When someone got sick, wrap them up, keep them warm, stay by the fire. They weren't guessing. They were reading the clues their own biology had been giving them all along. Now, wounds and fevers are one thing, but what about diseases you couldn't see coming? The kind that swept through entire communities overnight? This is where the story gets even stranger. Long before anyone understood bacteria or viruses, humans had already figured out something science would later prove correct. Keep sick people away from healthy people. Ancient traditions from parts of Africa to the Pacific Islands to early Europe describe separating the sick into different shelters. Away from children, away from elders. Nobody taught them the word quarantine. They didn't need to. They had generations of painful experience. They watched entire families disappear after one person got sick. That hard-earned lesson became tradition, passed down as ritual, as taboo, sometimes even as superstition. It's almost as if evolution left behind a survival instinct, long before science could explain why it worked. But that's only half the story, because surviving illness wasn't just about the body. It was about the people around you. Here's something most people never think about. Loneliness can be almost as dangerous as infection. Humans evolved to survive together. A person alone had nobody to share food, nobody to watch for predators while they slept, nobody to help when they were injured. So when someone became sick, the group didn't always abandon them. They often kept their distance from the illness, while still bringing food, keeping them warm, protecting them. Anthropologists have even discovered skeletons belonging to ancient humans who survived devastating injuries, missing limbs, broken bones, illnesses that would have made hunting impossible. Some lived for years afterward. There's only one explanation. Someone cared for them. Someone fed them. Someone refused to leave them behind. Compassion wasn't just kindness, it was survival. Now you'd think that's where the story ends. An immune system. Fevers, isolation, cooperation, case closed. But evolution had one more surprise. Because your body doesn't just fight disease, it tries to predict it before it ever reaches you. This is where things become almost eerie. Ever noticed how certain smells instantly make you feel sick? Rotting meat, spoiled milk, something forgotten in the back of the fridge. That reaction isn't random. It's an ancient defense system. Scientists call it behavioral immunity. Before your immune cells ever get involved, your brain is already scanning the world. Smells, colors, textures, anything that might signal danger. And if something seems risky, it doesn't politely warn you, it makes you feel disgust. So you never eat it in the first place. That's why children naturally recoil from certain things. Why many pregnant women suddenly become sensitive to smells during the first trimester. Why sickness itself? The smell of vomit, decay, rotting food feels almost universally repulsive. Nature built that alarm system long before refrigerators, long before expiration dates, long before food safety labels, and it's still running quietly every single day. But here's the twist. Scientists have discovered that this invisible defense system doesn't just shape individuals, it may have shaped civilization itself. Researchers studying disease and disgust have found something fascinating. Regions that historically faced higher levels of infectious disease often developed tighter social customs, stronger cleanliness rituals, and stricter rules about interacting with strangers. In other words, invisible microbes may have quietly influenced the cultures we built. Our ancestors weren't just fighting disease. Disease was helping shape society. Now, think about the one challenge that should have ended humanity altogether. Childbirth. For most of history, giving birth was incredibly dangerous. No sterile hospitals, no emergency surgery, no modern medicine, just raw biology, and impossible odds. Yet generation after generation, human babies kept arriving. Part of the answer is surprisingly beautiful. Human mothers rarely gave birth alone. Unlike many other mammals, women gathered around each other during labor, helping, encouraging, sharing knowledge, responding when something went wrong. It wasn't simply emotional support, it was survival. Knowledge passed from one generation to the next, long before medicine ever had a name. Some anthropologists even believe this shared experience helped shape human cooperation itself. Groups that supported mothers raised more surviving children. It's really that simple. Even in humanity's most vulnerable moment, people survived because they had each other. And when you step back, the whole picture changes. Ancient humans weren't helpless. They weren't wandering through a deadly world relying on hope alone. They had immune systems forged over millions of years, fevers that fought back, instincts that spotted danger before infection could even begin. And perhaps most importantly, they had each other. Every scar your ancestors survived, every fever they endured, every wound that somehow healed, left its mark on the biology you carry today. The next time you catch a cold and your body feels warm, achy, exhausted, remember this, that isn't weakness. It's an ancient defense system, quietly doing exactly what it evolved to do. Modern medicine has made us safer, but your body has been preparing for this fight since long before history was ever written. You're alive today because an invisible army inside you has been winning this battle for hundreds of thousands of years. So here's a question worth thinking about. If your body has been silently protecting you this entire time, shaped by countless invisible battles you never even knew were happening, what other ancient survival systems might still be waiting inside you, ready to switch on the moment you need them? If you enjoyed exploring this mystery, subscribe to The Primal Logic for more fascinating stories about humans, nature, science, and the hidden reasons behind the world around us.